Pulwome was, at best, an average artist. However, he was determined to create the greatest picture anyone will ever lay eyes on. So he decided to paint Zunia, the moon goddess, whom he had worshipped since childhood. Although Zunia's pictures and motifs could be found everywhere in the village, Pulwome did not take inspiration from them. He believed Zunia to be a million times more beautiful and deemed only his hands skilled enough to paint her divine image. "Oh, Zunia," he cried under the luminous moon that night, "reveal unto me thy beautiful self." He knelt down and called out her name with devotion. Pulwome had been a devout worshipper of the moon goddess from a very young age. He had held her above all else in his life and saw her as his biggest muse. Zunia was pleased, so she revealed herself. As his eyes opened, a bright light illuminated Pulwome's face, and in front of him was the majestic figure of the moon goddess. He was so mesmerized that he kept staring. Such a beauty is impossible to mimic. He started crying as he realized this. "Why do you cry?" the goddess asked. "Beautiful goddess, I know of nothing as bright as your silhouette. How do I depict a light such as yours?" Zunia, seeing the man distraught, decided to help him fulfill his desire of painting her. In the garden of Yimberzal, the one whitest in hue, shall color the goddess of the moon. With that she vanished, leaving Pulwome with a hefty task of finding the whitest Yimberzal to match the palette of the goddess. Hence he began his quest, searching far and wide until he finally reached his destination. Upon seeing hundreds and thousands of flowers each whiter than the last, Pulwome felt a wave of happiness until he quickly realized what followed next was the cumbersome process of identifying and plucking the whitest of them. He traversed the white field, tirelessly searching for that one Yimberzal. "Can I help?" He turned to see a beautiful young boy standing behind him. Pulwome was enthralled. "I am looking for the whitest Yimberzal," he replied. "I can show you where the magical flower lies." Pulwome's heart was instantly seized by the young boy. "He is the most beautiful person I've ever seen." In fact, he was. After all, he was Nargis, the cultivator of all the daisies of the world, and Pulwome found himself drawn to him. But to the moon goddess, this was blasphemous. And so Zunia descended once more, but this time, with a scythe in her hand, slaying the handsome young boy that Pulwome had just fell in love with. Pulwome was devastated, yet in that moment he vowed to take revenge. He continued to search the Yimberzal until he found it. He mixed the magical Yimberzal with poison and tears. He used that to paint the most hideous canvas of Zunia, which he believed to show the true colors of the goddess. That night, for the first time, the moon did not appear and remained hidden for a month. The devotees of the Zunia were terrified and started praying. One night the moon reappeared, but with its one half invisible. The people prayed more intensely, and each night moon revealed more of itself until one night it finally appeared in its full form. However, to everyone's shock, it was not the same celestial body it once was. It was tainted with spots and had lost its glimmer. From that point on, the moon, though routinely, only fully appeared in the sky for brief nights before gradually fading into the dark sky.